An alt-right world, love for my race I never knew, but without guilt or fear, it's crystal clear.
Brittany, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to send you a bill. Because I think I have leukemia now. I'm good. Sorry about the wait. I had a whole clusterfuck trying to get my medicine today. I walked like 5 miles. Unfucking believable.
Nuts, bro. Nuts. There's been supply chain issues happening with I'm not saying that's what happened to you. I'm saying that it's been crazy out here. Crazy. I know for my line of work, people are having problems getting their dermatological shit. I can imagine what other medicines are going through. So,
well, it was mostly just, it doesn't matter. All right. So how do you want to do this?
Well, here's what, so we've only got like an hour and a half. So let's just do immigration now. Yeah. And then we'll come back on nationalism. Cause I actually did this debate before with Blind Tio. So I'm basically just rinse and repeating the nationalism thing, switching your name out for his. So that one will that's boring anyway. Let's do immigration.
Yeah, I'm cool with immigration. Go ahead, just shoot. Tell me what your take is.
So I didn't prepare an open because I know that your chat feeds you information. So
well, I have chat closed out so I can give all my attention to you, buddy. So
okay, good. So basically, this border crisis was manufactured by the Biden administration. We could go back to the first day in office where he did the executive order called the Revision of Civil Immigration Enforcement Policies. On February 2nd, he did another executive order through the Homeland Security. And basically, I know you did this debate with, white people before. So I'm not one of the white people. I don't want any immigrants here. I don't even want white Europeans here. They're not needed. I'll cede all the data. I know you're going to say that GDP is, why we need immigrants. I'll cede that data to you right now. Although I do think they are a net draw. I'm not a fucking economist, so I'm not going to get into all that bullshit. And then I've laid out a bunch of reasons why I'm against it, and I came up with some good faith questions to ask you as well. So let's just dig into, I guess. Do you have an open?
No, I just thought we would have a calm, chill chat about it. If you don't want to get into the economic stuff, I'd be interested to see what non-economic arguments you want to go for.
Well, okay, cool. No, what I'm saying is, I know that there's a lot of studies that show that they're a net for GDP. I'll cede all that data to you, and I'll say sure. Okay, I don't really believe that, but I haven't sat down and broken it all down. That would take a fucking couple weeks, right, to actually find out whether I don't even know if I'm.
Well, we don't have to we don't have to throw studies around at each other like they're fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right? Like you activate
no studies.
Yeah,
I'll just go with articles. Yep.
Well, are articles better than studies? Just tell me what your argument is, I guess.
So here we go. It's multifaceted, and I'll go one at a time, right?
Okay, all right.
Number one.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go one by one. Like I said, I won't give you advanced knowledge because I do worry about your chat. But again, you said you're not going to read it. I'll assume you'll be good faith. First issue is the plight of Black Americans, right? Black Americans are number one high school educated people, so they will be the first ones to be replaced. So we'll call it Little Tyrone, okay? And a lot of the jobs that these people do, whether it's in what do you call it? Killing animals, well, not livestock.
Slaughterhouses.
Slaughterhouses, all that shit, right? So of course I have the I think it was the one in Mississippi where 650 illegals were in one day. And of course, those jobs were taken by blacks. And then the housing crisis. So do you want to let's get into that. And I have a whole litany of issues, but we'll go one by one. How about that? So will you concede that they do harm Black Americans the most in this exchange?
So if we're talking about by like raw numbers, maybe not. If we're talking about per capita, maybe. If you're just saying that that Black Americans are the most likely to be replaced by immigrant labor, I don't think that is right there enough to say that we should cut all immigration out.
Okay, fair enough. There was a study, and I'm not going to bring it. Like I said, no need to get into study fucking gashing. But I think I think it was 2008. Congress actually did this study. They put it together. I can link it later. I'll link everything to in your Discord after we're done. All the sources that I came up with. Like I said, it's just not. This is a discussion, right? We're not going to debate, bro. This shit. We'll literally just discuss it.
Yeah, I'm totally chill, bro.
Right, exactly. So I would say that Black workers are predominantly the ones that are affected by this, but whether it's chicken plants, wherever the fuck Black people are working, they will be replaced first by illegals. So that might not be a reason to end illegal immigration, but that's my first tenet on why.
Wait, hold on. Do you just want to end illegal immigration or all immigration?
I want to end all immigration. I'll get into this next, that we don't need it, okay? And I'll tell you why we don't need it.
Well, sure. Let's start on the first thing, all right?
Two.
So you say that Black people are most likely to be replaced in the labor force, right? Uh-oh. Did you cut out, or am I?
No, I had a phone call, dude. I'm doing this on my phone, so
no, you're totally
yeah,
fine, totally fine. So you say
so,
that African Americans are the most likely to be replaced by immigrant labor?
Correct, and then the housing too. So
okay,
if we could
one.
logically follow that they will also be disrupted in housing by this new cheaper, right? Because they're going to go into low income areas.
Okay, so why are these things enough of a reason to end all immigration?
No, that's my first thing. Because I'm Black and I'm worried about the Black community. So
okay, so
and they will the ones. They will be the
my argument
they'll be the ones that
are
hit most hardest by this. So
sure. So
that's
I would say
number
that,
one.
Yeah. So number one, I would say that when we're looking at the way that immigration works, even with in regards to like labor markets and anything like that, there is like in the short term, the people that are actually affected by this negatively are going to be high school dropouts, not high school educated people.
Which are, if you look that up, you'll find that Black Americans
probably
are
at a higher
high school dropouts and high school, and most have the most high school diplomas as well.
Sure. So if even if that is true, that doesn't necessarily mean that these people just lose their jobs and then never are able to find work ever again. Right? Usually what happens when you have a bunch of migrant workers or even if it's like an H-1B visa or anything like that, when these people come in, it doesn't really affect the lowest income earners for very long, and that even if it did affect them negatively in the long term, we can look at the economic gains that come out of this and adjust accordingly, right? With like tax policy.
I just told you I'd see it all. If you want to get you're going to run back the economics because that's all you have.
But you're making an economic argument right now.
I'm telling you, no, Black America. It's not about economics. It's about Black America. So we'll take the one ICE roundup, right, of 680 illegal immigrants in one fucking food processing plant, okay? So in Mississippi, because they're cheap labor. So those jobs were filled by Black people. So if you don't care about Black people, that's fine. You can just bite that bullet, and I'll bite the GDP bullet, and we'll move on to
I don't even have
line.
But here's the thing. I don't even have to bite my bullet because I still think that the immigration in the long term is going to help those communities. Right, I wouldn't take a short-term gain.
Immigration and
right, but here's the thing.
It's fine.
Well, see, if I would say that you're more anti-Black than I am in this case, right? If that's the way that you want to go about it, because in the long term, right, it's going to help the African American community by making the local economy boost. Right, there's going to be more jobs, and because there's more jobs.
They're losing jobs. Hold on. You don't get to get replaced and then tell me there's more jobs. You don't piss on my back and tell me it's
let's take this hypothetical. A bunch of people lose their jobs at this chicken facility, right? What happens then?
They're filled by illegal immigrants.
Well, that's where we're starting, right?
Well, what do you mean? We started with those were
So now there's a bunch of
jobs that
people.
would go
You
to
said
black
800,
people.
right? 800 people.
680.
680. All right, 680.
Right.
Those people come in. They replace the black workers, right?
Correct.
Where do they spend their money?
Now, little Tyrone, they probably send most of it back. What's that called? Where they send that shit overseas? But they do spend. Again, you're doing GDP, and that's fine.
I'm not doing GDP at all. I'm doing local economy.
But that contributes to GDP. Again,
well, sure. Well, I mean, like GDP. You buying an iPhone is contributing to the GDP, right?
Correct. I know. So that's
so
why
you're
when
just
you guys make this
your entire
claim,
argument from the beginning.
Nope, not at all. You can try to do the little slippery thing. Again, if you don't,
I'm
care
not trying
about
to be
people,
slippery.
That's fine. I'll bite the GDP bullet. You bite the black people bullet. We move on to number
But again,
two.
I'm not biting a bullet for it harming black people. Right, because I think that this actually helps black people. All right, if you're going to concede the GDP argument, then you're conceding the entire argument right there.
If I'm conceding the GDP argument, so you're telling me that the GDP works for Black American? I guess we can do Black American. I don't want to turn this into a fucking race thing or identity. I'd poll it with you.
Wait, haven't you already done that for the beginning?
No, well, because I'm black, dude. It matters to me. I care about little Tyrone.
Well, sure, but like I'm not even calling you on the id poll stuff, right? I'm not trying to like call you out on idpoll, right? You're the one that's doing idpoll, right? I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, right?
And you can't. I watch your stream. You cannot say that idpoll's a bad thing and intersectionality. But go ahead.
Sure, right. But like, here's the thing: even if they lose their jobs at this fucking meatpacking facility, right? Those people that have taken those jobs still have to purchase food. They still have to purchase gas. They still have to.
How is that helping those 680 displaced black workers?
Because there's more people in the economy, and more businesses are going to have to open up to accommodate those people.
Whoa, no, then what do you mean? They're not. There's already. You now have 680. I don't think you understand this. And again, I
don't think I'm the one that doesn't understand this.
No, I know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm small brain, smooth brain. But like I said, so those 680. Tell me how that benefits the 680 black people who are now out of work.
So all these people come over.
Do it slowly. Remember.
Yeah. So all these people come over, right? They probably still have to eat, right? They probably still have to afford housing. They probably still have to buy cars or some form of transportation. Probably still have to buy clothes. All these things.
How does that help? But the black people are unemployed.
I'm going to get there. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
So because there's now an increase in demand for other goods, because there's all these new people, like several hundred new people.
They're not new. They're just replacing the 600. You're not making 680 new jobs. They're fucking illegals. They're not even fucking immigrants.
Okay,
they're illegals.
Well, I mean, they're immigrants. They're just illegal immigrants.
No, they're illegal. Right, but that's
I'm conceding
whoa. An illegal immigrant, somebody who comes here illegals. We'll call illegals, right? Because they are here illegally, and then we'll call migrants or. Right, I think words are important, right? And I'm learning this from like tomfoolery.
Distinction between like illegal immigrants and migrants and illegals.
So let's just call them legals and illegals. So somebody who's here legally, and again, here's a little caveat: I wouldn't even fucking punish the Dreamer kids, right? Because kids didn't fucking choose to be here because their parents broke the law. Now the Dreamer shit went against fucking. That is mighty nice to me. Hey, listen, there's a lot of people that would fucking pack them all up and send them back, bro. So you might as well deal with people like me than deal with people in my crowd. You know what I'm saying? People in my chat would round them up and fucking send them back to wherever the fuck they came from. Right. Okay.
So like off the Dreamers topic, because that wasn't what we were talking about. We were talking about.
I understand, but it is immigration. So
But here's the thing, right? Can you explain to me how an increase in the amount of people in an area, right? So all these people are coming from south of the border. They're coming up. There's new people in this community, right? They've taken these jobs. Can you explain to me?
Displaced existing people in that community. So it's a wash, if anything.
So when again, those people take... Well, hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to. You keep on interrupting me.
Go ahead. I know. Right.
So these people come in.
Does that bother you? Is your new medicine working?
I mean, it's still kicking in. I'm just vibing right now, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, what
were you talking about?
Yeah. So, can you explain to me how like nearly 1,000 new people in an area doesn't increase the demand for goods and services?
Not when it replaces 1,000 existing. Explain. So again, we can come back again. I did tell you. I would tell you, right, if we're going to get on to GDP, because I know that's all you have.
It's literally not.
Diversity.
I'm not talking about the. I'm not talking about GDP.
Only two things you have.
I promise. I'm not talking about GDP.
Oh, you're talking about a local GDP. You're talking about a local budget, right? You're telling me that this is a strength, but how does that help the 680 people who lost? So you understand?
Sure. So when you have an increase,
Fiscally,
yes, I can agree that fiscally it is a wash when it comes. Well, but we're not talking about jobs. But when I say fiscally, that doesn't have anything to do with jobs.
It's cool. The number. We're done with that one.
Wait, hold on. I still want you to understand. I still want you to explain to me how, like, this increase in the.
I'm not an economist, bro.
Then why did you make the point in the first place?
Because it harms Black America. I'm fucking Black.
Okay.
That's it. I worry about my community, bro.
Okay, when your community has an increased demand, when your community has an increased demand for clothes and food and shit. Now. Okay, so now just like all these people have like now all these unemployed African Americans and all these employed illegal immigrants, right, are in this area.
Took the Black American those jobs, right? They probably will be taking their living. Where are they living, by the way? Where are the immigrants living? Do you think that they'll be displacing Black Americans? That are probably already, did they build new construction? See, these illegals came here, right?
I mean, that all that does is play into my argument, because that leads to more jobs for construction
GDP,
for people to build new houses for there to be an increase in the demand.
How long does a new build out take? 6 months? Planning, zoning, fucking from bricks to fucking right? At least 6 months.
When these illegal immigrants come over, when these illegal immigrants come over, do you think that they're kicking out Black people from their apartments and breaking their leases?
Absolutely, and I'll give you an article of that where that happened in Washington. If you want.
Actually, I'd be like super interested to see if the landlords were willing to do an illegal action and evict people.
I'll link it to you. Hold on, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're totally fine.
You streaming this?
I mean, yeah.
I don't want dead air. So just go ahead and talk, and then I'll pull that up. This is the one I didn't. Let's see. Illegal moved in.
How is chat doing? I guess
how's chat doing? What's up, chat? I know you guys love me. I know you guys love me. Yeah, go ahead, man. Get on chat.
Yeah.
So see if they get any help for you, because it's gonna get worse here, bro. It's gonna get worse. I think it was on Washington.
I don't know how we can go down from here, but I guess.
Yeah, just wait, bro. Just wait. We've only just begun. Okay, here you go. Washington State nonprofit evicts foster family to house illegal immigrants. Parents claim, and it looks like. I'm gonna put it in.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put it in Discord. Yeah. Each
I didn't know if
link.
you meant in like a DM or if you want to put it in.
Nah, bro. We'll put it. Where do you want to do it in your
call-in chat?
Call-in chat.
Right above.
All right, give me a second. All right, call-in chat. Right about. Where the fuck is this shit, bro? Come on, you know I'm fucking. Okay, call-in chat. Boom. So here's number one, right? And again, when we're done, I will link you everything. I'm not going, and I'm using all fucking like Fox News, right? I even tried to stay away from Breitbart because I know your chat. Oh my God, it's using Breitbart. Oh my God. So I tried to do like Fox News, MSN, Yahoo, all the big boys. I didn't want to go into like Breitbart, fucking Town Hall, and writing all the fucking right-winger shit. So again, Fox News is kind of right-wing, but it's, still Fox News. So anyway, so Washington, so people are already getting booted. So all right, we'll call this a tie, right? Even though you conceded my point. Now let's move on to the next part of this, right? That people are getting evicted, but also let's go to the financial drain this is why and again, I'm going to concede all this shit to you, but I found a lot of money being spent on illegals that, yeah, man, I don't know how this GDP thing even works, but I will look into it. But this is going to take like a month, honestly, because I'm not really fucking, So here's an MSN. Illegals get $4 billion in stimmies, right? So
Hold on,
why
hold
can't?
on, really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
One sec.
No problem. Take your time, bro. We're just vibing here.
Okay, so it wasn't the article that you sent me. All right,
Yeah.
was about a housing project that was funded by certain things, and they had to transition to a different like source of funding. And
But they did kick out. But they did kick out the Foster family, right? You'll concede that again. Maybe it was some kind of right funding, air quotes funding.
Well, what
right,
else?
a foster home. Foster children got kicked out, bro. That seems fucking.
I mean, that's really sad, and we should
This is
probably
sad,
find
man.
we should probably find some more housing to accommodate more people.
Yeah,
but,
maybe. Hey, maybe we don't bring the illegals here, and then we'll have plenty of housing.
I mean,
right
I
now,
don't think
right? We wouldn't
they're
have
coming here. I don't think we're bringing them here.
No, they're being bought here. So that will be our next. And I'm going to tell you how Biden, right, has done that, and how he's purposely done that. Right, I got into the first part of what he did. Right, actually, let's just go over what the fuck. Why can't my Safari cannot open? That's weird.
Hey, that's pretty nice.
It opened earlier. Hold on, give me a second, bro. Boomer moments here. All right, so Biden encouraged illegal immigrants to try and unlawfully enter the country, right? He ended the successful Remain in Mexico plan. He halted construction of the border wall, and he denied that there was even a crisis, right? Remember, Kamala Harris has been on this fucking border thing. So we're going to have over 2 million illegals that came in that have gotten caught. That's not including the tractor trailers that have gotten through, the fucking coyotes, the fucking the Wayfair shipping containers that Hillary Clinton's bringing in. I'm kidding, kidding, joke, kidding. It's a joke, bro.
Some people actually believe that shit.
I know they do. That's why I like to clown them. I like to clown QAnon people too, bro.
Yeah,
I have fun with that shit. Let me have my fun with those motherfuckers. So anyway, so that is how Biden encouraged. I mean, you will concede that he did say, "Hey, come here." Right, there's a quote. I'm paraphrasing, but
I'm pretty sure Kamala Harris explicitly told them, "Do not come." But
after he said to come here,
can you show me where he said,
"Oh my God, is this what we're gonna do?"
I don't know. Like
sure,
here's my thing. This is like listen. This is the way that I've.
3 o'clock already. I gotta go at 4.
Okay, I'm trying my best. Like you, like listen.
Hold on, I'll get it for you, bro.
You completely didn't want to talk about the economic argument for your first point, so we had to move on, right? Because you said that we're basically having to completely concede the point.
You said I won.
We're having to completely concede the point about economics.
Americans are being harmed by illegals.
But I still don't think that that's the case. But I don't think that you're educated enough on this topic to talk about that. So I'm willing to move on for your sake.
But you don't have to. You don't have to play that little slick thing. I already came into that and told you. I will cede the GDP data to you. So don't make it like some win.
So you cede all arguments when it comes to displacing workers.
No, because I just showed you that 680 of them were displaced. So if you're one of those 680, you can't tell me, well, GDP is going to help them because.
So if you look at that in a vacuum, I would agree. Listen, I would agree. If you look at that in a vacuum, it's like, oh yeah, no, that sucks. But if you look at it like if you have like more than 2 brain cells, right? If you have more than 2 brain cells, you can look at things a little bit further on past that and see that the overall net gain that we get out of these things is good, and we get more housing, and we get more jobs, and we get more businesses that open that overall increase the economy, which you don't want to talk about because you didn't want to do like a fucking picosecond of research to look into this, even though we've talked about this debate for like what, a week and a half now. So,
right, because that's what you're going to come with, and the studies will tell you that you're right on that. So why would I get into fucking something that the studies are just, and you're going to study? You're already making me prove every claim I'm making.
Dude,
that's fine.
It's easy to do, bro. It's just Econ 101. It's just Econ 101. Exactly. I literally, most of my economic, most of the stuff that I know about the economics is just shit off of YouTube, dog.
I'm sure, bro. That's good, man. I'm glad you watch YouTube videos.
I mean, I mean, you can laugh all you want, but you weren't willing to watch a YouTube video to learn about.
Wait, so maybe you should be listening to me about econ, right? I'll tell you how to get in the car, bro. But again, I'm not trying to car shame people.
I want to
and
get a
shit.
little bit
I'm
of
just-
exercise, dude. It's
good,
right down the road.
Good, that's good. Good. Oh, you said 5 miles. That's a good
I-
round trip, right? At least five round trip or 5 each way.
Do I need to like detail, like give you all the details of the walk I went on?
No,
earlier?
I don't want to dox. Oh, he's trying to dox me. He's trying to dox me. No, I just
don't
was
think I said that at
asking,
all.
bro. No, I'm just saying. So
I got myself a nice
Anyway.
sandwich from a restaurant. Waited for my prescription to
damage.
get
What'd you get, bro? Did you get an Italian?
Vietnamese banh mi.
What the fuck? Fucking immigration again. Took another job.
Hey man,
That
those
should
are
be a
actually
fucking
refugees.
black
All right.
Fucking. That should be a fucking black man making you that sandwich, bro. So
Hey, if a black
all
man
right,
wants
so
to open up a
let me
banh mi
find-
restaurant, I'm totally fine with that. I'll buy it from him too.
What the fuck is Von Me?
Have you really never
shit,
heard of
bro.
that? It's really good. You should try
Nah,
it sometime.
bro. No, my uncle lost an arm fighting them motherfuckers, bro. I don't play that shit, dude. No,
Hey, these
sorry,
were.
bro.
Hey, listen, these were the good ones. These are the ones that ran away from the communists. Okay.
Yeah, the Hmong people, right? The Hmongs are definitely right. I've seen that shit on that. Biden encourages illegals. Hold on, easy, because I gotta find everything for you. So, hang on. I mean, we already have his plan to give them 8 million amnesty too, right? So we can. You
Can
didn't
you tell
see
me why
that in
that's
the
wrong?
Build Back Better. That is horrible, dude. Horrible. Because we don't need them. We don't need none of them. We don't need more people. We just had 2 million come in illegally.
Okay, can you
We
tell me what
already
the
got-
problem with? Tell me why illegal immigration is specifically bad. Because there is a correct answer to this, and I'll concede that answer. But do you know?
Because they're illegal. That's
just
they
it?
violated U.S. code. I think it's 1350, right? Coming across illegally. Yeah, exactly. They're illegal. Why would we incentivize people breaking the law? That's
The big
have you
problem
not
with
seen the
illegal
crime
immigration
problem?
versus the biggest problem with illegal immigration versus
I don't want any
legal
immigrants.
immigration.
I think I did
right,
tell
really
you
quick,
that. No,
is
I don't
just
want
because
legal either.
legal
We're
immigrants
full.
get brought into the tax bracket, right? They have to pay their taxes. Whereas illegal immigrants don't have to pay into like income tax and shit like that, right? If we give all these people amnesty, suddenly we get all this new revenue, tax revenue, so that we can fund social spending.
So GDP. Okay.
No, that's literally not GDP whatsoever. It's not
Oh,
GDP.
no taxes doesn't. No, more tax revenue doesn't lead to GDP. Okay. Econ 101.
Oh my
Hold
god!
on, let me go on DuckDuckGo.
You are like, oh man, this is actually
There it is.
suffering.
I know it is. Encourages.
Do you know what
illegal-
GDP is?
No. It's gross domestic product. That's what
Okay.
it stands for. Yeah.
Can you tell me how taxes affect the GDP?
No, Lorenzo, we're not going to get into quantitative easing. Can you tell me how? It's so funny. You're not going to play the Mio role with me.
Why are you bringing up
Not
quantitative easing?
happening. Yeah, because that's a joke that he always brings that up. He's like, "Hey guys, let me tell you."
Oh,
about
I don't know who you're talking
quantitative
about.
easing."
I thought that you were-
Lorenzo, nefarious piss. So,
Okay,
Wow.
I'm sorry, I don't know who you're talking about.
wow, you don't know Lorenzo? It's a shame. He's up and coming, bro. It's going to be partner soon. He's making his partner push. Look out, bro. So, yeah, just hold on, bro. Since this dude makes me want to prove every little point.
I'm sorry, I
I'm
don't.
going to ask you my question. I know,
Yeah.
dude, listen. It's easy, dude. So
I don't even know where we're at right now. That's what I was about to ask. What
Well, I'm trying to find you that quote where Biden encouraged him. It was like in the run up to the election during 2020. He did, absolutely. And then Kamala said,
Okay.
don't come after the border got overran. So you could easily just, and again, I'll take a note and I'll write this down and I will get it to you. So we're
Sure.
not sitting
We
here,
can just move on.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So here, let me write this down. You want to claim where Biden said, claim.
I just have
Biden.
never heard him say that.
Yeah, he did it. He did it in the run-up to the election. Encouraged illegals to come. Yeah, he said something about if you're having like problems in your country. Remember that in January they had the Biden shirts on. You all remember when the illegals first got here? Like the first day in office, they're like, "Yo, Team Biden, we're on Team Biden." So Anyway, all right. So, did you get to the $4 billion in stimulus? You think that's okay? You think that that's cool to give them $4 billion? Again, that would come against the GDP, right?
Hold on. Are you talking about the four?
Billion?
Are you talking about the $4 billion that was?
It.
Oh, okay. Let me see here.
Yeah, millions of illegals set to get $4 million in COVID cash.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that you linked a second.
Yeah, it's right underneath. It's cool, man. We're vibing, bro. We're vibing. We're good. This is, like I said, this is easy work. And then you can tell me how that doesn't go against the GDP, since you're an Econ 101 guy.
Let me see here.
Wired directly to their checking account. Wow.
March 2021, nice. Talking about the a stimulus check?
Yeah, of the $1,400.
Okay, can you tell me why this is bad?
Whoa, why do I have to tell you that it's bad? It's bad because they're illegal. Why would you? Dude, it's kind of like you're incentivizing people to break the law, and then you're asking me why this is a bad thing.
So we're not incentivizing anybody to break the law. All right. And the second point is, I would like it, even if this is true, right? I don't understand why it's necessarily bad.
No, what do you mean?
What is the point of a stimulus check?
What do you mean if it is true? I just linked you where it is true.
Sure.
You just seen it.
It's
here.
just that I want to like engage in the actual conversation and understand why it would be bad if this happened.
Because they're illegal, Sondsol. I don't think I need to go any further.
What is the point of a stimulus check? What is the point of a stimulus check?
Wait a minute. They're illegal, Sondsol. Why would we be giving them any motherfucking money?
Sure. If you could tell me what a stimulus check, I'll explain to you.
I don't know what a stimulus check is.
What does stimulus mean?
There's no stimulus in capitalism, bro.
No, I'm
not even for stimulus.
Are we a socialist country?
None of them. No, I'm a capitalist. That's why there's no stimulus in capitalism. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You're dodging the question.
No,
you're not answering my question. The question I'm trying to ask you.
I'm not on. We're talking about immigration. You trying to take it into econ.
Immigration is an economic argument.
No, that's why I seeded that data to you. But you're coming back to it. It's fucking. It's kind
I'm
of
not
weird.
Coming back. No, we're not talking about. We're not talking about. Listen, we're not talking about GDP whatsoever. We're not talking about GDP whatsoever.
Anyway,
all right.
Do you think
we're talking about?
Do you think that $4 billion came out of GDP? Do you think that it will negatively affect GDP?
These things are completely disconnected.
I would say no. Just answer the question. I would say that it would come out of the GDP, right?
No, that's not how GDP.
That's not how GDP works. Okay,
no, it's not like at all. I don't even know how to engage with that question. Okay.
Go ahead. Take 2 minutes and explain GDP.
So
for the smooth brain.
GDP is the gross domestic product, meaning all like the totality of things that are purchased and sold. You are streaming
this, right?
Yes.
Purchased and sold. Okay.
Sure. Purchased and sold in the United States. All right. So how that does not directly like lead into what the total budget of the United States government is. All right. These things are completely disconnected. All right. When we're talking about like the 4.38 billion in stimulus checks, right? Not all of them go to illegal immigrants, right? That's the total. No. That's not. Hold on. I'm reading the article. I'm reading the article that you sent me. I'm reading it. Yeah. 4.38 billion in stimulus checks from the new COVID relief bill. All right.
Goes to how many illegals? Sondsol, read it. Read the article. Go ahead. 2.1 million illegals, correct?
Okay, 2.1 million. Said? 1 second.
Illegals, right?
I'm reading the article. You tell me to read the article. I'm trying my best. You keep on yelling at me.
No, you're trying to obfuscate. Just read it out loud so everybody can hear
okay.
it.
Do you just I'm sorry. I didn't know that I had to help you. Yeah. Okay. Based on income
you don't have to help me.
Likely only 2.1 million aliens and their 1.1 million US born children.
Say that again. I didn't hear it. How many?
Likely only 2.1 million aliens and their 1.1 US born children. All right. So 1.1 of these millions of people, 1.1 million, are U.S. citizens, U.S.-born citizens, meet the income limits in the package.
Right. Okay. So 2.1 million illegals are getting $1,400, right?
Okay. And the point of a stimulus bill, this point of a stimulus package is to stimulate the economy when people don't have money.
Today, Sondsol debates immigration. The Build Back Better plan.
Well, I don't think this is the Build Back Better plan. That's a different
No,
bill.
it's COVID. I know.
Yeah.
We
okay.
can get into that too. He wants amnesty for $8 million in that plan.
Okay. Sure. So, if the point of a stimulus bill and stimulus checks going out is to stimulate the economy so that people can purchase goods and keep the economy moving, right?
Nope, they're illegal. Why are illegals getting money, Sondsol?
Are illegal immigrants capable of purchasing goods and services?
Probably, yeah.
Okay,
they're illegal,
so a stimulus check
here.
that goes to them, if they're able to get that, if they're able to get that,
shouldn't be able to get that. They're illegal, son. So why are we giving illegal? It's kind of
because
like
they're going to put that money into the fucking economy so that we don't have to.
Why don't we just keep the money and get them the fuck out of here? Boom, fair exchange. Stay in Mexico.
So don't have money circulating through the economy.
Correct. No, not for illegals. You can give it to Americans. Let's just take that money.
Do you think more Americans own businesses?
What the fuck does that have anything to do with fucking giving illegals?
Where do you spend money? Where do illegal immigrants spend their money?
Probably send it back home, most of it. What is that shit called? Remittances.
Remittances?
That's probably where most of remittances.
Okay, even remittances have to come back home. All right, even remittances have to come back home.
No, they don't. They're literally getting sent out of the country, Sondsol.
Okay, we'll talk about remittances in a second. Okay, so when we're trying to stimulate an economy, right, and we want people to purchase goods and get the flow of money going when our economy is stagnant, why would we not give people money so that they can spend it in the economy and get the economy moving?
Because they're illegal, Sondsol. I'm going to keep coming back to this until maybe.
Okay, so we should fuck over all American citizens. We should fuck over all legal citizens. All legal citizens.
American citizens.
I'm talking okay. Listen, should we fuck over all legal American citizens? People who were born here.
Money you can give it right to the people who are here, bro. Boom. Okay. You don't need to give it to any illegal. You could take that $1,400 times 2.1 million, and you could have gave me a little bit more money in my stimulus that I didn't want because there's no stimulus in capitalism. You don't stimulate. This is fucking crony capitalism or fucking socialism.
How is it crony capitalism to have a stimulus check go out to the masses?
Because
that's bottom up.
No stimulus because you don't bail out the banks. You don't.
This isn't a bank bailout. This is a stimulus check.
This is the same. It's the same thing. When we fucking bailed out the banks in 2009 and we took fucking GMC, it's the same shit. In capitalism, there are no stimuluses. The free market rules. The best of the best win, and the fucking losers walk to get their prescriptions. Anyway, where does Seed go? Why does Seed leave? What the fuck?
Well,
so Build Back Better, $7 million.
Wait, hold on. Are you moving off of this argument because you don't know what a stimulus check is?
No, I don't. How do I not know what a stimulus package is? Listen, I'm telling you that there's no stimulus in capitalism, and you're trying to say why illegals should get money when you could easily just give that money to the American citizens.
Okay, can you tell me how this isn't capitalism?
No, we're not getting into. I'm not on trial here. Your immigration stance is on trial. So,
you're not even challenging anything that I believe about immigration. You're just like throwing out a bunch of things, throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Correct.
And every single time that you don't know about something, you try to move on. So can you tell me why it would be?
You want to go because you're going to go back to GDP. That's all. That's the only.
Hey, notice how the only person who's brought up GDP in this conversation is you.
You literally just did about stimulus. We should stimulate the economy to get more people working. Or do you want to harm the American citizen? When you watch this again, it's not going to.
I'm so sorry.
The way you thought.
How is?
Go ahead.
I didn't say that. That's increasing the GDP.
Build Back Better. So. Build Back Better gets $7 million.
Hold on, bro,
okay with
my
that?
guy. One thing at a time. I thought that you want to do this one point at a time.
We're already at 3:11, bro. So like you said, because you were a half.
What time do you have to
leave?
leave?
Only got 4:00. This is what I told you. I literally told you had 2 hours, and you were fucking 45 minutes late.
You got 50 minutes, dude. You can't stick on this point.
I got fucking 10 more items. So that's at 10 more items. That's 5 minutes of fucking item, bro.
Do you want to cut here and then come back later after you've picked up your kids?
You can actually, no, because then I have other things we do in our conspiracy fucking thing. Why don't you actually be on time and we could listen? We can roll nationalism right into all this. It's very simple, but again, all you're going to have is GDP. Same thing for nationalism. That is literally what your globalist fucking thing will be because it helps the GDP. Those are the only arguments you have against nationalism and being anti-immigration. But again, you've already proved
because
that. If you're
okay. This is the thing. You're conceding all economic arguments to me because you recognize that all the studies, economics.
Right. Correct. Yeah, you're right. You're going to run the GDP, and I said that
because I'm not talking about the GDP.
But you're talking about.
I've talked about the local. I've
right.
talked about the.
You're going to talk about.
Okay, is the concept of economics equal to GDP?
It's part of it. So
it is part of it. Hey, you know what?
Right,
that's the first correct thing you've said so far. So it is part of it. All right. So here's the thing: if you're not going to make an economic argument against me, then you have to make like a moral argument against me.
And you've ran the economics. No, the moral. It's
no.
Illegal.
You keep on giving me arguments for economics. You're literally giving. You've sent me two. You've sent me 2 articles, one about housing and one about stimulus.
And 3.
Is there a third one now?
Yeah, now why don't you look?
Oh, wait. You're right.
About the amnesty when I tried to move on, and then that was at 3:11.
Right, you're trying to move on because you can't defend your points.
Because we have a lot of shit here. Again, that point is defended.
Well, if we don't get to points later on, I'm not going to just like sit here and let you claim victory on every single point when you've conceded every single fucking point.
And the global warming and the Cubans. I mean, there's so many fucking people.
Wait, what is fentanyl?
50,000 fentanyl that's being bought over by.
So if you're not going, so if you don't want to make any, I'm going to level with you here. If you don't want to make any economic arguments, right, which I'm fine with, you're going to have to give me a moral reason why we shouldn't let anybody into this country.
Yeah, because it's illegal.
Okay, are all things that are legal?
I don't want white. I don't want white.
If it's legal, hold on. No, I understand. Is it moral because it's legal,
bro? We got 100 million.
Are all things that are legal moral? Are all things that are legal
this sounds
moral?
like ethics. I don't understand ethics, bro. I don't know ethics and deontology and all that.
I'm not going to get that deep into it.
That, bro. I'm not a college boy like you, bro.
So why are you even arguing?
101.
If you don't want to make it economic.
You challenge me, dude. You fucking challenge me. Do you forget?
I know, and you're the one that accepted the challenge. You're the one
because you're a fucking retard. So it's easy to defend. But again, if you,
it's easy to defend because I'm stupider than you.
Yes, exactly. Stupider, is that a word?
I mean, yes. More stupid.
More stupid, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But either way,
so
we could.
So you said that it's bad because it's illegal. You said it's bad because it's illegal. All right.
Correct.
So are all things that are legal good?
No, we're not taking this into moral ethics, dude. Listen.
So you're not willing to argue any point.
I am. I have. You ready for the next point?
Okay, so what slavery? So slavery used to be legal. Slavery used to be legal. Was it okay for slaves to run away from their slave masters?
Yes.
Okay, so they broke the law by running away from their slave masters.
Right. Okay.
All right.
You didn't think this out, did you? Go ahead. Come on, keep it going. Is somebody feeding you these lines in your chat, Sondsol?
I literally have chat closed out. I have no idea who's in chat. I don't even know how many people are watching.
Okay.
All right.
You want to get back to immigration, or you want to go on to?
Well, you said that illegal immigration is bad because it's illegal.
Right.
All right.
It's illegal.
And it was illegal for slaves to run away. It was illegal for slaves to run away from their slave owners. But you said that's fine.
I'm glad that black people were slaves that got me here to be America. That's how much I love America.
Okay, that's a different point. That's fine, though.
Oh, okay.
All right.
There you go. So
you can. Well, you can make. Well, no. I can say that you can have that position. I'm not going to argue with you on that position because that's not what we're talking about. Okay, so why is immigration bad? Why is immigration bad?
Because it's illegal, and I don't want fucking anybody.
So things that are illegal, that are illegal are bad, and so you would.
This is not going well for you, bro. You want to let me know when you want.
You can say that it's not going well for me, but you're the one that can't like.
I'll just
substantiate any point.
Get on to argument number 3 about the 7 million.
So you've conceded point 1 and point 2. All right, let's go to point 3.
Okay. Point 3. The 7 million illegals that are getting amnesty under Build Back Better.
Okay, why is that bad?
Because they're going to end up because you're now changing fucking voting demographics by making fucking these people, you're giving them amnesty, right? Which means that they're going to fucking have kids here and they're going to say, oh, Joe Biden gave us amnesty, and they're going to vote Democrat for the next 50 years.
Okay, so what if they all came over? What if they all came over as Republicans?
Done, ADD boy. Hold on. No, the Cubans were not allowed, and we'll get to that too. How the Cubans were sent back, but the river jumpers stormtroopers were allowed to fucking cross the river, but the Cubans
The best way
were
to do
told,
this is
"Hey,
go ahead
back
and lay out
to
your whole
fucking-
point. Okay, this is
go back."
going to
No, there's
the
no
only
whole
thing that we
point.
can do.
That's it.
Okay, so your whole point
That's
is
just another point.
I'm going to
that
repeat.
Cubans were not allowed.
Okay, so I'm going to repeat your argument back to you, so I make sure that I understand it. Okay, so you're saying that it is bad for us to bring in a bunch of like immigrants, legal or illegal, because when they get here, if we grant them
Let's
amnesty,
just focus on these 7 million illegals right now.
I know. I'm.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So we
Don't
give
add things to
these
what I'm
people
saying.
we give these people amnesty, and they're all going to vote Democratic. All right.
Probably. Yep. Probably.
Okay.
We can go
What if
70-30 on that, right? We can go 70-30. You can easily say that.
I would say 50-50 because there was recently
Oh my God,
Hey,
dude.
listen. Well, listen. If you listen to me for a second.
Go ahead.
Like
Go ahead.
3 days ago, there was an article that came out that said that Hispanic voters are now evenly split between Democrat and Republican because Democrats are so ineffectual at giving the arguments for people to vote for them. All right.
Yeah, because Joe Biden fucking everything up, bro. He ain't even been in a year.
So why are you
shit,
saying that they're all
motherfuckers.
going to vote for Democrats if it's a 50-50
they're the
split?
ones because they're going to say, "Old Uncle Joe, let us come in here and get amnesty." And now I don't think amnesty. I don't think they're allowed to vote, but they probably will. I think there's a couple of states that are trying to allow with this. You know what I mean? That amnesty, they're going to get voter roll. And they are secretly moving people throughout the United States using military planes to do this. So
I don't
if it was
know
just
about
staying
like
in
the
Texas,
conspiracism
okay,
stuff.
here
But
you go.
but what I could say
you
here
go.
is
So
right.
you're telling me
well,
that,
listen,
you're telling me that they're not
I
moving
can
people on
I
military
can
planes?
I'll just fucking
that what you're telling
concede
me?
that because I don't
Thank
think that there's
you.
anything that you have that is like fucking proof of that. All right, but I don't really even care about that. All right. If I was to ask you if it's okay for us to bring
here,
in,
it just so happens
if
that I
they're
have an
all
article
hold on,
for you
if
here.
they're all going to vote Democrat, right? Let's say that they all were more likely to vote Republican. Would you be fine with giving them amnesty?
No, because I don't want.
Okay, so then don't bring
here.
up that point because you don't care about that point.
No, I do care about that point. But you're just trying to.
Which part of it?
There's 7 million people getting fucking amnesty, dude.
Okay, but the reason that you
being rewarded.
So tell me why that's bad because you told me
because they're illegal.
Okay,
they're
you told me that the
illegal.
problem was that if we give them amnesty, that they're going to vote Democratic. That's not the problem that you have because I said if
And
they
they're
vote
illegal.
Okay, but you said that the problem that you had was that that they're going to vote for Democrats. I said, what if they vote for Republicans? You said that still wouldn't be acceptable to you.
You'd be letting the Cubans in. You'd be letting the Cubans in because they vote Republican.
If they're trying to come to the United States, I'd probably be fine with them coming to the United States.
Right, but they were sent back.
All Cubans are sent back?
No, but these ones, I think it was 26,000 of them were sent back because obviously Cubans, because they're trying to flee fucking socialism, ain't going to come here. And actually, it goes back to fucking Bay of Pigs with Kennedy. So the Republican.
I'm only going to talk about stuff that happened in like the last 60 years. Okay, if you're going to talk about something that happened in like the early 60s,
I think Bay of Pigs was 60. That's 60 years. So
60
we're in
years?
2020. Yeah. So but again, I'm not really big, right?
Did it not happen in like
61?
I thought it happened in the late 50s. If I'm wrong on that, then fine.
You are wrong. But
Okay.
yeah, anyway, you spend most of your time there, so it's not anything new. So here, Psaki confirms that illegal immigrants are being flown to New York and fucking Florida and all over the place. So they're not even just leaving them in Texas. And here's the funny part. We said this when we were having that Destiny debate that they were being moved, but we couldn't prove it. Now we can prove it. They are strategically being moved on military flights. I mean, I guess they're just
even by your own argument. Wouldn't that be a better thing to spread them out rather than have them all? Well, hold on. Let me ask you this because you were saying that it was bad if they're all coming in, they're taking a bunch of jobs from people in a specific area. Wouldn't it be better for them to take jobs in places where it's like more spread out?
No jobs.
Okay.
No jobs.
So no jobs for illegal immigrants.
Right.
Okay. Even if that's to the detriment of people in those economies, because it's illegal.
Yeah, how you gonna say you can't bring up things in the last 60 years you brought up slavery? You're fucked up, bro.
I was asking you a moral question. I wasn't giving you a policy question.
Oh, okay. So it's okay when you do it. Okay, go ahead. Continue. Where were you?
I don't know where we're at because I keep on asking you questions and you're giving me contradictory answers. On one hand, you don't want illegal immigrants because they're going to vote Democrat if we give them amnesty. But if we give them amnesty, then you recognize that they're going to be brought into like the tax brackets and they're going to be paying into taxes.
GDP. Go ahead.
That has nothing to do with GDP.
No, tax revenue doesn't go to GDP. Okay, we'll check that too when we're done here. But all right,
literally, just Google it right now.
Nah, man. Again. Why are you trying to turn this
so
into
I'm just trying to figure out because immigration is either a moral or an economic argument, right? You can either say
it's both. I just showed you that it hurts Black American. I just showed you that it hurts.
You haven't shown me anything. You haven't shown me anything because when I say that we're increasing the economic demand. All right,
and Black people who lost their jobs, how can you say that you are taking their job? This is like we've got to pass the bill before we can. This is like Nancy Pelosi level cope, like with the fucking Obamacare
I don't know.
Act. We need to pass it.
You're just saying words. You're just saying words, but it doesn't seem like any of them are connected to what we're talking about right now.
We say words, and then sometimes we put a comma, and then we make sentences, and then we make a bunch.
And yet,
of
all of the words and commas and periods and exclamation points are coming out of your mouth are just schizoid fucking like talking points from all over the fucking political fucking arena.
Why did you want to debate a schizo? Would be my
because
next
it's really fucking fun.
Need to get that fucking. Maybe it doesn't sound like you're having fun.
I'm having actually a lot of fun with this. If you don't understand how I have fun, all right.
I don't.
Okay, so
anyway, go ahead.
So increasing the demand for goods and services.
You were talking about GDP.
I wasn't talking about GDP.
Economic argument.
So if we talk about increasing the demand in an area, right? The supply has to meet that demand, and so in order to meet the supply for that demand, there's going to be an increase in demand for labor. So there's going to be new shops and new jobs that open up for people in those areas.
Do you think they did like a fucking survey plan? They're like, hey, where can we send these illegals secretly on military planes in the dead of the night, right? When they were doing that, do you think they said, okay, we're going to pick Idaho or wherever the fuck, because we really don't know where they're going. Thank you, Tom Fitton, for actually getting this information to us. The one guy, I'm surprised he hasn't gotten killed yet.
Who?
But Tom Fitton from Judicial Watch. A lot of these are FOIA requests that we're getting, Freedom of Information Acts, or else we wouldn't even know this shit's happening. All right, so you went back to GDP. Each time you go to GDP, I'm going to assume that you are now taking the L, right? So
on which one?
Hour left. Well, everything you will always circle back to GDP
because you keep on throwing economic arguments at me, and then I have to respond to them. So let me tell you how this has gone so far. We can talk about Cubans in a second. This is what's happened the entire time. All right, you make a claim that is about economics. I respond to the argument that you're making because it's an economic argument. All right, you're giving me an argument that has to do with economics. I respond with an economic argument. You then run away from that and say that that's just about GDP. All right? And then you make the exact same argument over and over and over again, right? But the only thing that I can do, right? So you're conceding really all of the argument that we're having about immigration.
Okay. Yep. And now we're having
even Mio is better at making the moral argument because he's saying that the moral argument from the white nationalists would say that they're trying to at least preserve the fucking culture of the United States, but that doesn't seem to be your problem.
Like I said, no.
Yeah, so you don't care about the moral argument. You only care about the economic argument, but you don't want to. But you're conceding. You're conceding all of the fucking economic arguments. So like, how do we even have a conversation if you're like it's just your feelings? You feel like it's bad. You feel like it's bad, but you can't tell me actually why it is bad.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, let's get to the Cubans now. Why are there two separate asylum policies? Why are Cubans arriving?
Can you tell me why an increase in demand in an economy doesn't?
I'm too dumb to do that. That's why I ceded all the GDP to you when we started. And the fact that you keep coming back to it shows that you don't have any real arguments.
I mean, you just keep on asking me questions. I thought it would be nice if I asked you a question for once, but
Okay. What is it about? Is it about economics?
Well, I mean, how about this? Why is it morally? Why is it more? Yeah, sure. Let's ask a moral question. Why is it morally bad for us to have immigrants come to this country?
I'm worried about little Timmy. I'm worried about white America. God damn it! I'm worried about.
Give me what your actual take is. All right, because you would.
The majority.
Okay, yeah, but we just made fun of those people.
Our jobs.
We just made fun of those people. All right, so tell me why you.
They took our jobs.
So that's an economic argument.
Sondsol, they took our jobs.
Taking jobs is an economic argument. Tell me why it's morally bad.
I'm tired of the liberal elite doing all these games to white America. Little Timmy's got to raise up and he's got to live on. No, listen, I don't have. That's what I'm saying. I don't really care about that. But I do.
So you don't have any arguments.
I'm a civic nationalist. I guess I'm a civic nationalist.
Okay.
See, I don't take like those fucking like little tests and shit. I still have to do that.
But that's fine.
So I'm a civic nationalist. I want America to remain America. And when these border jumpers come over, they're not bringing their best and the brightest. So we can get into crime now. And again, you'll probably try to tie that into GDP, but I'm sure, and that's what is fentanyl. So fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction that is being bought in. And I'll just give you a DOJ indictment here, right? Maybe I will. Let me click on it. What the fuck, dude? Not happy with this Google document. Anyway, so we had, I think it was, I forget how many fake fucking, what the fuck are they called? Fentanyl pills, right? I'll pull up the indictment and show it to you.
Okay, just so I understand, does this have to do with the Cubans or is this a separate argument? I just want to make sure I'm on the same page.
We're going back to the Cubans?
No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'm cool with moving on to anything.
Fentanyl.
Okay, cool. So tell me.
DEA seizes 1.8 million fake pills and arrests 810 nationwide, right? And this is people that are flooding the U.S. with fentanyl. So let me explain. Fentanyl comes from China, and it makes its way in through the southern border, right? I guess some of it does get mailed in, but we're just going to go with border seizure. So here, I'm going to give you this this little DOJ thing here. So we had 93,000 fatal overdoses in 2020, right? So why is this not a problem? So this is, now we're going to get into the morals of it, right? Why I have a problem with the human trafficking, the fentanyl, right? And you'll still find a way to tie GDP into this. I'm sure somehow you'll tell me.
I still don't know what we're talking about yet. I just want you to give me what the problem. Okay, just tell me what the.
I read it to you. Whoa! Why are you in a hurry, dude?
No, I'm not in a hurry. I just you're the one that was in the hurry. You were the one that's in a hurry because you said. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to ask you what the topic is. Is it just fentanyl?
Fentanyl, right? The fentanyl that's coming in illegally that illegals are bringing over.
Okay.
So size that up for me. Tell me how that's a good thing and how that helps GDP.
Okay. Department of Justice announces DEA seizures of historic amounts of deadly fentanyl-laced fake pills and public safety surge to protect U.S. communities. Okay.
Here's the next one. Well, what do you mean? Okay, that the illegals are bringing in fentanyl, which is a weapon of mass destruction. Dude.
Okay,
here's the next.
What does a weapon of mass destruction mean to you?
Weapon of mass destruction. Why don't you look up the definition and tell me if fentanyl fits into the weapon of mass destruction?
I would say it's probably a drug, but
okay. You want me to look it up for you?
You told me to Google it. A chemical, biological, or radioactive weapon capable of causing widespread death and destruction.
Oh my God! Would you say 93,000 fucking overdoses would be widespread death and destruction?
I would say that's probably an addiction crisis.
Weapon of mass destruction, right?
I don't know if it's a weapon. No. It's not like specifically trying to make people die, right? I think that generally speaking, a drug dealer wants his customers to stay alive so that they can, continue buying drugs off of him. Unless you just think that all these like drug dealers are trying to come over here, kill as many as people as possible, and kill all their customers.
Maybe I can't find it. I can't allege that George Soros is bringing fentanyl over to fuck with people. But
sure, again, okay. So the fentanyl crisis. That is an actual. I would agree with you. All right, I'm gonna
Thank you.
All right, I would agree with you.
1 kilo of fentanyl can kill 500,000 it can make 500,000 potentially fatal doses, meaning that Border Patrol seizures alone have prevented more than 56 million lethal doses. So why are you okay with 56 million legal doses of fentanyl?
Okay, so
via the southern border,
just because
and why shouldn't that be closed down?
So just because they were brought over and there's like a lot of it doesn't mean that they were all going to be lethal doses, number one. Number two, I'm not okay with illegal drugs coming over the border. I don't think that that's a good thing, obviously. But there's probably better ways for us to take care of it than stopping all immigration, because it doesn't seem like these people are coming over here to be immigrants. Oh, hold on, you cut out. You cut out. Say it again?
Yeah, I know. I got a phone call.
Yeah.
So tell me your policy prescription. How do we solve the fentanyl crisis?
So we probably want to disincentivize the addictions by having people like subsidizing addiction centers so that people can get off of these drugs. We probably want to have a bigger crackdown on some drugs. We probably hold on. I was going to give you my full. I thought you asked me for my opinion.
Go ahead. I did, but I just had to stop you there because you're fucking just going all around.
Because there's some things that I'm willing to agree. Because there's some things that I'm willing to agree with you on, right? So, like, we probably don't want there to be illegal drug sales all over the fucking United States, especially where there's a bunch of things that can overdose and kill people, right? At the same time, what is the best way to do that? Well, one way that you could do this is to have more addiction centers or like rehab centers pop up, right? We probably could also do a thing where I've heard a lot of good arguments for people saying that we should legalize drugs and then just like heavily tax them, and then it would take away that market from illegal drug salespeople. But yeah,
that would help GDP too.
Well, I mean, insofar as like there's people that aren't dying and they can still go to work, yeah. But this isn't a direct GDP. This is more of like a health crisis.
I didn't know. All right, so cool. So we're agreed that fentanyl is bad, and you want to stop fentanyl. Come on, good. So we'll stop immigration on that. That's a moral.
But that's not even immigration, though.
Reason.
That's drug trafficking. It's all coming from
drug
trafficking is bad.
Coming in by cartels and by illegals are bringing it in here.
Okay, wait a second. Do you know anything about how like drug cartels operate?
I do. I'm in South Florida and I sold drugs for many years. So
when people bring drugs over, are they like coming over here and then staying, or are they like constantly going back and forth over the border grabbing more shit?
Depends on if they're a fucking mule. It does depend. It depends. So you had the 1.6
so not all people that are coming over here are bringing over drugs.
Not all.
Not even the majority.
Like old Jesse Lee Peterson says, not all, but some. Yeah. And if there's some, then it's a reason to get off. So now, serious crime, bro. Since we're heading to the end here, just check this next thing, right? I gave you from FAIR. You're not gonna like FAIR, FAIR. I don't know what it stands for, but man, there's a whole list of illegals that did crime here, bro. So there's another. I guess this is a moral argument. It's not economic, so this would be a moral argument. So, shit, they went into 2022, so some of this blood is on Trump's hand. That fucking Trump, that rascally bastard. So, yeah, I guess, how far back did they go? So here's all this list of,
so it's just a list of,
all the way back.
Yeah,
it's illegals who broke the law. I think I have more. Hold on. Let me see if I got a couple more. Heritage did something too. My people at Heritage hooking it up. I love Heritage, man. Crimes by illegal immigrants, widespread, and the sanctuary cities lead to all this. So, anyway, surprised you didn't tell me I was good for the GDP. But see, the people who are in the hospital, and then when they get fucked up by the illegals, right? See, their hospital bill goes up, and then the GDP's higher, man. So, see, they're helping out America, man. Right? Isn't that how it goes? You there, bro?
Yep. 47, 48, 49, 50. So making a guess based off of how many I've counted here, from January of 2021 to now, it looks like there's probably like 150 examples of serious crimes by illegal aliens.
What if somebody
would you be fine with that one, or
what if somebody was on the terror watch list? a couple of people are on terror watch list and got caught coming over the southern border. Would you say that is a cause for concern?
I mean, it would be a cause for concern so that we can
Boom,
arrest them.
Here you go. Here you go. Boom. There's some
All right,
more.
but even then, even if there's like,
even then,
if there's 100, if I'm making an inference, because I'm not going to sit here and count every single bullet point. I counted up to like 50, right, from 2020 until June. So I'm just going to make a guess, a higher guess, right, and say that it was like about 150 examples of serious crimes over the course of 2 years by illegal aliens. How many illegal aliens came into the United States?
Well, this year we're at 2 million, and then we don't even really know what these people.
So what percentage? What percentage of those people are committing serious crimes?
Well, if we knew where they were being sent, and I do.
What? What percentage?
If we knew where they were being sent, listen. Well, again, if they're in fucking bumblefuck Idaho, and we don't know about it, and they commit a crime, right? A lot of these people aren't even being deported when they. If you let me get to that, I'm sure they list this in this. Example, right? So let's go to Esmardo Diaz was extradited back to his native Mexican. For allegedly shooting and murdering his wife. Shit.
So damn, sure. Murder. What if I just like start pulling up examples of serious crimes by native-born citizens?
No, you say what you wanted to say, bro.
That's what I was going to say.
Go ahead. No, you say something. It's okay, bro.
I don't know what you think I was going to say. I was going to say, what if I brought up a list of examples of serious crimes by people who were born here?
No, you were going to say something else, but it's okay, bro.
I don't know what you think I was going to say, right?
Dude, it's fine. I understand. So let's look at the crime rate.
I know what the crime stats are, right? Like the general trends when it comes to illegal immigration and crime. And generally speaking, both illegal immigrants and legal immigrants, right, generally speaking, have a lower than average crime rate in the United States and in all Western countries than the native-born population. And actually, as they have children and as those children like fully assimilate into the same culture as the people in the country that they're moving to, right? Like after 3 generations, the crime stats start matching up because they're now like brought into like the culture of that country, right? So it's much lower when they first come here, and over the course of like 3 generations, they start committing crime at the same rate as people that were born here. So there's less crime on average from people that are immigrants, whether illegal or legal.
I'll leave you with this national review. They're going to tell you that these crime calculations are conveniently and they are invariably that they leave out a lot of crimes committed by illegals. So again, this is national review. This is not Todd. It is just something I read. You can do a deep dive on that. You're still only waiting on my one quote of Biden, right? Is there anything else you needed cleared up?
I mean, like
we're heading
really quick. I know that we don't have very much time. Are we going to like finish this out later, or am I just going to be reading these?
We can finish it out. No. We can finish it out. What
I just don't know like what
we'll piggyback nationalism. Listen, and then because we're not going to have time. Nationalism. I had 40 pages when I.
Hold on, you cut out.
Phone,
hold on.
Dude. My phone.
Yeah, you're fine.
My fucking phone ringing.
You had 40 pages?
Motherfucker. Yeah, so what, well, obviously I have like 16 points on why nationalism is better than globalism. But yeah, you're on the globalism side, right? Are you? I don't want to miss, probably. So what we'll do is we'll finish immigration. And I had 3 or 4 phone calls, so I do have to take these calls.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I don't know who the fuck they are. And it could be work related. It could be like Miss Johnson went and fucking buy shoes and they'll call in the office. So I do need to take these. So what we'll do is you'll be on time. Right for our next, we'll continue.
I mean, we can either do it later today or we can do it tomorrow. It doesn't really matter to me.
The problem is with today, we have a panel. I have fucking practice. I have to pick the kid up from the fucking bus stop.
No, I understand. You can shoot me a message and we can.
Well, shoot, exactly. Killer Zeke was good about setting this up. And listen, I'm busting balls, and you know what I'm saying. But I did want to have this debate with you because you were fucking. Why the fuck would I be scared of you, dude? I'm not a debate bro. I don't even fucking. This shit means nothing. But we did have the. Did you ever unprivatize that debate we did have? Remember, it was actually with me.
Yeah,
you,
no, I know exactly which one you're
ETF,
taling about. Yes,
and fucking
I have no problem.
fucking banana. So
Yeah, I have no problem putting it out there. I have no problem putting that out there. It's just
there's
like
definitely slurs.
that's why I can't.
TOF.
That's why I can't unprivate it on Twitch. But I'm fine putting it on YouTube.
I don't want to mess with your Twitch, but yeah, it's definitely YouTube friendly. So do that. What we'll do is we'll spend a half hour on. We'll finish immigration because there is more, and I do want to. I'll find out why morally I think it's bad, right? I didn't prepare, I wasn't ready for morals. I just look at things that I don't like and I just say, I don't fucking like this. I didn't break it down into fucking the root square of the fucking hypotenuse and all that other shit like you did, but it's fine.
Hey,
and then we'll go into nationalism and globalism, and I'll just use my same prep that I had. Nothing really changed. Actually, it's gotten, better.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what kind of nationalism you were advocating for.
I guess civic now. So this is one of those things I don't know what the fuck. Obviously, I don't care about white nationalism, but I don't care about black nationalism, but I do care about nationalism and maybe some type of religious nationalism. I'll work on that, but
like Christian nationalism, something like that.
Maybe,
so really quick, what does
yeah,
nationalism mean to you? Because there's multiple definitions. Like when you say nationalism, what are you meaning?
Why don't you? So here's the problem that me and T.O. came up with. He uses Oxford. I used fucking Webster.
Sure.
So I took Webster because Webster actually has a nationalism and patriotism. It makes the distinction of the two, I guess, because people were to me they're one and the same. But again,
if you're going to argue for patriotism, I'm not necessarily going to argue super hard against patriotism. When it comes to nationalism, nationalism is like
the economics of this one. All right, and this one we can get into the economics, and you're going to tell me that the GDP favors that, and I'll tell you why I don't think so. Okay, but again, if you want to get into Econ 101, bro, I'm not fucking little college kid, so know that with me. I'm a brick and mortar guy. I'm out here I'm a man of the fucking people.
If you want, I can send you the exact same videos that I watched to learn about economics.
No, I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to learn anything.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to give you the best chance in the debate as possible. All right, buddy.
I appreciate it. It's a discussion. Let's not even call it a debate. Let's call it a discussion, right? Because that's what this was. It was a discussion, bro. Me fucking you up in this discussion. But anyway, no, because we're each going to think that too. If you come out of something thinking you lost, then you shouldn't be in it anyway. But you made some valid points. I am going to go take these calls before I do get fired.
Yeah, brother. Go ahead.
And so I'll text you, and then we'll set up 2 hours, and you'll be on time this time. We can do it 2 o'clock again. We can do it for next Wednesday.
Yeah, sorry. It was just stuff with my
bro. I'm just fucking with you because I like to bust your balls because you're fucking ponytail and you have a 1950s TV. Oh, that's right. You said you didn't want to go back more than 60 years. Well, you should tell your fucking TV you got sitting behind you that motherfucker's old, bro. It's old, bro. Listen, didn't you? Just take that. No. Okay. Remember,
Okay.
Remember that stream? That shit was funny.
Yeah,
bro.
where you made me look at the back of it to see when it was produced, and it was produced in like the year 2002.
Like fucking 1902, bro.
Yeah,
more
I guess
likely.
so.
Yeah. Anyway, the fucking
have fun with your phone calls, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so, bro. Unfortunately, I don't know who the fuck they are, and I better find out. But yeah, so next Wednesday, 2 p.m., and we'll finish it. We'll spend a half hour on immigration, and then we'll do an hour and a half on fucking nationalism being superior to globalism. All right, my man. Take your meds.
All right, catch you.
Have a good one, Todd.
Go fuck yourself. Bye. All right, Z, take it easy. Not you. That was for Sondsol. You've been good. But Sondsol, go fuck yourself, buddy. Have a good one.
Best.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
You're really good at doing that anyhow.
All right. Well, that was a conversation, I guess. Okay.
There you go. We did it.
Okay. Well, we did part of it, I guess. Sondsol, next time you converse with this guy, just speak in Spanish song lyrics and play Feliz Navidad in the background. Hey, you know what? I think that would be that's a grand idea.
I like that idea.
Brittany's telling me to watch this. Sorry, hey guys, I promised him that I wouldn't have. I opened it up, Brittany. Promise, all right. I promised him that I wouldn't have chat open because he, for some reason, thinks that it's like a major dunk for me to have my chat open. But yeah. Anyways, what did you guys think? That was a fun conversation. He doesn't want them feeding you info. I don't need info from chat.
I mean, I told Todd the same thing, or when we were talking about like the Mio stuff and how they were feeding him info. We don't care if you guys if he has chat open or something. Or
Yeah, I even
info.
said that. I even said that Brittany could like restream it for their channel. I really don't care. Watch this VOD. I have it open, Brittany. I promise you. It's not a VOD. It's a 2-minute long song called An Alt-Right World. I was actually worried about that conversation last night because I hadn't done any preparation for it, and he said that he already knows all of my source documents that I use, and that he has like a debunk for all of them. And then he comes in and immediately concedes all economic arguments, all of them, all economic arguments he wants to throw out the window. But then all he wanted to do was make economic arguments about jobs and housing and shit. It's like, okay, so tell me why this is bad, because I think it's good. I can lay out reasons why I think it's good. And then he just like yelled GDP like it was an own. So
that's what weirded me out was he conceded that or he said that you can't bring up anything that affects GDP, but literally even if you had a child and then that child just did a part-time job like your 15-year-old child, that would increase GDP. That would change it.
I know. Like when you have people, he brought up exactly the example that I thought he was going to bring up, right? I know about the example because he's brought it up to me before in that debate that he referenced at the end that he wants me to put on YouTube, which I'm fine putting it on YouTube because I don't think that I did bad. But he brought up this meatpacking plant that like what was it, 680 illegal immigrants were caught by ICE. When illegal immigrants or immigrants of any like legal status go into an area and they get jobs, that's going to necessarily increase the demand for any other good or service in that area. So we're talking about grocery stores, we're talking about gas stations, we're talking about clothing stores, we're talking about entertainment, we're talking about restaurants, we're talking about every single thing that you consume. These people are also going to want to consume. All right. And when you increase the amount of people that are in that area, it's necessarily going to increase the demand for those same things. And when you increase the demand for those things, but you don't have an increase in the supply, well, that's going to like skyrocket prices. So what do people do? Well, to meet the demand from these new people, there's going to be new jobs that open up. There's going to be new businesses. There's going to be new restaurants, new grocery stores. And those jobs are going to, people are going to get paid at those jobs, and most of the people that are going to get jobs at those places are going to be the native workers. So it's like it's such a easy thing to see that even in a short term or in a long term sense, there's no real reason to stop all immigration, right?
With what you were saying, no, like there can be some critiques on immigration. Like probably the biggest one possibly is like, it does take a little bit of time for people to transition when they first migrate over here, and for things to restructure, like, re-amend themselves in an economy.
Sure. So like even so George Borjas is the leading economist that people cite for anti-immigration, right? And he basically put forward the position. He's like the most anti-immigration economist that you can find that's reputable. And he even says that it's basically a wash, and any of the negative aspects that come from immigration in an economic sense can be ameliorated through tax policy, right? So it's like, I was waiting for him because he said that he had all the fucking sources from my source document, right? And the source document that I use for economic arguments is not a secret. It's just the Destiny versus Nick Fuentes debate, right? You can find, like, look, if I go to scenes and I go to React And then I go to right here. Look, you can just look up Destiny Immigration versus Nick Fuentes. It's a Google Doc, and you can find it, and it's super easy to fucking find. And you can find all of the fucking information that I use to argue about immigration right fucking here. It's all of the same fucking sources every single fucking time, right? It's no fucking secret. So I thought that he had this thing up and he was going to argue with me on economics, but he didn't want to do that whatsoever, right? It's just like so fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I see with immigration is it can have technically a very short-term economic problems, but then in the long term, it's actually an overall benefit, vast overall benefit. And then the other thing is like there's huge problems with illegal immigration because you do want to make sure that who you're bringing into the country aren't gonna cause problems.
Sure,
So
and like if you want to make that argument, then
basic vetting process.
Yeah, and like and then I would have to ask him, what about our vetting process isn't good enough, right? And see if he has an answer. And if he just said, which I assume, if I asked him that question, he would just say, well, obviously it's not good enough because look, here is this link right here, illegal immigrants and crime, serious examples of serious crimes by illegal aliens. If we had how many million people came through the United States in the last 2 years? Several million illegal immigrants, and this is all that we have in terms of serious crimes, right? Like, this is not that bad. All things considered, millions of people, right?
What that actually really shows is that our vetting process is too strict, or that we're
not even. I would say that our immigration, our vetting process is fine because if we can still have like several million people come into the United States, right? And we do like the whole catch and release thing. If that's like still the policy going on, we do a catch and release and our vetting process is good enough to where like this is like the worst of the worst. And it's only like 150 examples across the entirety of the United States over the course of 2 years. Like that, like on the grand scale of things, that's really not that much of a problem.
You don't really have a vetting process with illegal immigration. Is that what your study's showing is illegal immigrations?
The specific link that he shared right here is from fairus.org, which I am curious, what is FAIR about? Current policies may lead. Immigration is no different. Immigration policies can determine what kind of America future generations will inherit, livable or overcrowded, successful or overburdened. While we see our obligations to help less fortunate around the world, we also know that irresponsible border policies can undermine our own nation's ability to be a successful change agent for the human race. So it's just like it says it's nonpartisan, but it seems like it's just like it's just like an anti-immigration think tank. So